and then also to hear that Cassie testified that she basically had to do that. She was forced to do that with you and that whole ordeal. I know the story, but a lot of people don't know. And it was such a big topic of conversation for a long time. And if you can provide some kind of clarity on how you felt being in that situation, and also how did it feel hearing what her testimony was on that situation. On top of that, are you afraid now that you had to testify against Diddy?
No, I'm not afraid. I don't walk in fear ever in my life anymore. The fear that I was experiencing during that situation was because I hadn't addressed what was going on when I was a kid. I just kind of buried that. It came surfacing up, but after that, I've been good. I mean, I have a healthy amount of fear, like as a human, right? Like that's how we stay alive. But yeah, I'm not about to sit here and buy my problems ahead of time. If that ended up being the case and I had to cross that bridge, then someday, then I guess we'll cross that bridge when we get there. But also, I'm not one to tell God when it's my time to go. So I'm not gonna be stupid about it, but I'm sorry, I'm just accepting people into the chat. But yeah, so no, I don't have fear. I'm traveling all over the world. I'm on my ninth country in 6 months right now. I'm starting to develop in different countries and stuff right now. So I'm pushing forward with my life, and I'm just doing the best that I can. I'm also trying to just spread some positive messages and some love to other people that was showing me love during this whole situation. So what was your second question? I'm sorry. Oh,
And I wanted you to let people know how you felt about the whole yellow water
yellow
situation
water
and
situation.
hearing it in court, hearing, it from the prosecution, and then having to hear Cassie's testimony on it.
Yeah. So in the opening statement, Maureen Comey's opening statement, right? I believe she said, you're going to hear from a male provider, and she called me an escort, who did the yellow water thing inside of Cassie's mouth while she was choking, and she was forced to do it. And so I was like, oh, so this was a normal thing that she was doing, I guess, with guys. I was waiting the whole time for the other shoe to drop, for the other guy to come out. And there never was another guy that came out and talked about yellow water. So I realized that they were talking about me. And I was like, wait, hold on one second. That's crazy. That was one of the moments there that I was like, oh, so Cassie's out here telling big lies then. Because that situation, how that actually happened was I was in a freak off with them, and Cassie was the one that said to me that she wanted me to yellow water on her. And I was like, why would you want me to do that? I'm like, that sounds nasty as ever. But anyway, she explained to me she loved the way that the warmth felt going down her body, basically. And so she asked me if I would be willing to do it. And I'm like, okay, well, I guess no sweat off my back. So I did it, but I did it wrong. And I only yellow watered from this part of her body down, but I was doing it wrong. I was doing it like I was standing in front of a toilet. You're not supposed to do that, apparently. She basically had to tell me, stop. That's not how you do it. You're supposed to let a little out at a time and then, hold back in a little more. And I'm sitting there thinking, I don't know how in the world anyone with a full erection, is supposed to do that. But okay. But that was the only time that she ever asked me to do it. And then she never asked me to do it again after that, right? I believe she did ask me to do it before, and I didn't. I was hesitant to do it before. But this was the only time that I did do it. And I never did it again after that. And I certainly never yellow watered in her mouth or anywhere near her face. I have a lot more respect than that. And it would seem pretty obvious to me that that's not an area that somebody would be asking you to do that on. And so I felt like messed up that she would say that, because she's ultimately saying that I, along with Diddy, forced her to do something like that. And if I'm the one that's committing the act, then you're basically saying that I forced you and started choking you with my yellow water, which is crazy. So that never happened. And they flat out lied about that. And the crazy thing is, if anyone was able to ever get the transcripts from me interviewing with Maureen Comey, like I interviewed with them maybe 5 times or so. Um, I said that, like, I explained it perfectly, how that situation happened, where it happened, and I never said anything about yellow watering anywhere near that woman's face. So that was a lie.
So, quick question to ask, and then I do want to get back to the beginning, and then I think Roro has something to ask. But so it's safe to say that dealing with these two is truly a mental experience more than a sexual experience.
Yes.
Even from the golden waters, that's mental in order to be able to do that correctly. I've heard of people doing that correctly, and it's mental. So that kind of let me know insight that dealing with them is majority mental than the actual sexual.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's not just mental, and with a wide range of things. It's also mentally exhausting, mentally traumatic, and then also it's a polarizing effect as well, because although you're traumatized when dude is spazzing out, I am honest enough to explain that, when Diddy is chilling with you and hanging out with you and just sitting on the couch asking you about your life and you're hanging, he's one of the coolest dudes you can ever meet. Like he just comes off as like just chill, and you're sitting there and you realize that this is like one of the most famous people in the world. And he's just chilling there with you, asking like questions like it's nothing, just letting you ask him questions like it's nothing, and he's being cool, And so
The Diddy I met.
that also
I've
messes
met
with you.
I've met Diddy once, and that's the Diddy I met,
Yeah,
which was the fun character artist, answer questions for the
positive,
fans.
positive, right?
Yes.
Same
Like,
here. Same here. Never, I never had a bad experience too. So I know what Manny's talking about
yeah,
for
and it
sure.
messes with you. It messes
Roro is
with
here.
you.
Hey, Roro.
Hi,
It,
I
it,
did get the opportunity to meet Diddy in Miami. This was in the early 1990s. I
okay.
want to thank you for having me on your panel.
Thank you for joining us.
Let me ask you a question.
Sure.
How did you feel after knowing, or did you know he was watching the entire time?
Yeah, no, he was in the room,
So,
and
how
it
did that
was
make you feel, knowing that he was watching you have these relations with the person he was supposed to be and so much in love with? How did that make
yeah.
you feel?
Okay, the second part of your question actually just opened that up to a whole nother thing, right? So first off, it's incredibly creepy. It's incredibly uncomfortable. It's weird. It's annoying. Because you also have this person that's directing you to, now you got to stop, both of you separate. It's getting too hot. Sit over there. Just stare at each other. Like, it's just, it goes beyond just him spectating. Right. But, in regards to the spectatorship as well, you start recognizing that, like, this guy doesn't really love this woman. Who in the world would do something like that? Right. And so, yeah, it certainly did cross through my mind. Like, I'm going to steal this girl. Let me go back again. I wasn't in love with her, but I definitely would have dated her if she gave me the chance to back then. And who knows where that would have went from there. But again, I also say that once this whole thing came out and I realized what had really occurred in this situation, I wouldn't have stayed with her at all. if that answers your question.
It does answer my question. Also, did you have to, after going through so much, have you, I mean, I came in late. You may have said it. Are you in therapy? Did you go to therapy? How are you dealing with this? And what are you doing now to get back on track with your life?
Those are great questions. So yeah, I did go to therapy. One of the reasons why I started going to therapy was because I had broken my hand in a fist fight going after a guy that was really aggressive with a girl. I'm not gonna say where and whatever, not trying to incriminate myself, but I broke my hand. I don't know if you can see my hand is broken here, like straight fighter's fractures. I have to have the metacarpals broken and pinned down again. But I thought that, okay, well, after that situation, I'm done with that. But I found myself in 3 or 4 more situations after that when I would see men being aggressive with women after that, where it got very clear to me that I am completely not in control of myself when I experience something like that. And I realized that because of my response, or rather lack thereof, of a physical response, being an intermediary between Diddy and Cassie when Diddy was actually beating her. I had a trauma response to that, and I felt like I couldn't control it. And so I started going to therapy after that.
So at what point, like, what did Cassie do to make you not want to be with her anymore?
Wow, that's the first time that anybody ever asked me that question, and it is a damn good question, and I'm going to tell you why. Funny enough, after maybe the second or third time being with Cassie, I started no longer really being attracted to her like that. She went from being Nefertiti or, she went from being a goddess. Thank you.
Aphrodite.
Thank you. She went from being a goddess to me when I first saw her to almost be and Cleopatra, right? The reputation, like, I don't care what anyone said. People wanted that woman back then. And then I kind of, after the second, third time, started finding myself unattracted to her. And the reason why was because I couldn't fathom why someone that looks like her would ever lut, with an S in front of it, herself out to anyone. She didn't have to. She was beautiful enough to get anyone she wanted. She just didn't have the confidence to go do it. And so, yeah, that's interesting that you asked me that, because I don't think I've ever said that publicly, but that is kind of how I started feeling after a while. And again, that's a part of that whole mental anguish thing. But I kept going back because at that point, because I started developing a friendship with her, like, or at least I was feeling like that, right? We would talk on the couch. She'd be laying in my lap. We'd be like just talking, shooting the ish, and it was. I truly believed that I had landed myself in an unorthodox relationship that between these two incredibly wealthy people that just wanted to have that kind of dynamic incorporated into their relationship. And they take care of me, with these gifts and stuff. They didn't always do it, right? But they take care of me with these gifts, these lavish things or whatever, because I am being so good about my discretion, and they can see that I'm not trying to, to go out there and put them out there. And I knew who he was after the first day.
Oh, Daniel, you said that they gave you gifts.
And one
Um,
other thing,
Hold
let's
on, hold
one
let's
other
on,
thing.
hold on, Roro. Let's not go too far just yet.
Yeah, yeah. And then also check, there's people wanting to request too, Daniel, too, just so
So
you have it on
listen,
your
Sorry,
radar.
guys.
Go ahead. Go ahead, John.
so Daniel, back to your discretion. So the hotel, you said there was a model. You didn't never tell us who the model was. The first encounter before you witnessed the assaults and things.
Yep, it was
Can we? Yes. Okay. So can we go back there? So yes. So the model opens the door. You're in awe. You're in. This is your first encounter. Go. Can you go back there, please?
yes. I'm sorry. I'm trying to. I don't know why it's not showing me where people are trying to come in. Here we go. What's up, me?
Hi.
Me, what's up, yo? I was like, dang, man, whose live has me
Wait,
all
you need
caught
to
up
give
right now?
the mods more access, I think, because they can't let people up. I don't know. I don't even know how to do that.
Okay, let me let I'm her in. I'm happy she's
Yeah, let
back.
I'm hurrying.
Yes,
He
that's
would be able to tell you.
girl. I'm her.
Allow him to tell his story, and let's not assume his story. Let's let him tell his story.
I
Okay.
agree.
Okay, so let me show you how to do it, right? So Maya is a mod. So go to Maya name, tap on Maya.
Oh, I'm sorry. I tapped on me. Hold on one second. Maya is
And
way
that
out.
way
Here we go.
we
Maya,
can
go
help
ahead.
you
And then
manage
scroll
people coming in and out. So you don't have to worry about doing that. You can
Yeah,
right.
just
thank
keep
you.
telling your
And
story.
scroll up. You see everything is turned blue.
Nope.
And then you'll see some boxes that are not turned blue. And then you want
Okay.
to just
Nah,
slide those.
I only have well, you know what? That's why probably I need to click on her, right? No, nope, that's not what happened either. I clicked on Maya. The only thing that
Right.
comes up is a black box that says gifts, microphone, camera, expand, and then countdown.
Okay. So go to settings really quick.
Okay. I'm sorry, y'all. Just so you know what's going on right now, I want to just stay completely engaged with everyone that's here. And am I going to moderators?
Correct.
I want to stay engaged with everyone that's here. And I do not wish to have to do this stuff, but it's my first live today. I've never been live before, so I have these
You're able to
wonderful
add people in your
women.
first live. I'm really surprised.
Oh no, you're
Yeah.
okay. We are here walking with you. We're not rushing you. We're walking
Okay.
with you, and some may be beside
Thank
you.
you. Okay, I figured it out. Manage guests and more, right?
Correct. Yes.
Okay, so I clicked that for you, me. You can manage guests and more, and I just did it for Maya as well.
Where is?
We got you.
Can you see it?
Okay, I'm gonna
We can do it.
I'm gonna let up. I'm her, but we have it's full. So
I
I
can
could.
go ahead and drop down. Thank you for
Are you
allowing me.
sure, Roro? Did you
You
ask
sure?
everything you wanted to ask?
I wanted to ask what type of gifts he did receive.
Just
Okay,
cash.
put that in your
Large
back
amounts.
pocket. 'Cause-
Large
Okay.
amounts of cash. That's it.
Oh, okay. Thank you for having me. Have a good day.
All
Thank you,
right.
okay, we'll
Roro.
drop you down
I'm gonna
gently,
let up
girl.
her.
Manny,
Yes.
I just wanted to make sure
Katrina,
that
thank you so much for filming.
Maya and me, are we good
You're
with
welcome,
the
babes.
Yeah.
thank you, ladies.
Yeah, go ahead. Carry on. We got you from here.
Yeah.
Yes,
Go
so
ahead.
Manny, to answer your question, the model was Cassie, that I first encountered. So I only dealt with Cassie the entire time that I was with the two of them.
And so that's where you exchanged numbers with her and things like that, and y'all departed from that first encounter. And then you fast forward the story. She's saying she's back in town, or you're back in town. But that was the first encounter.
That was the first encounter, and the first encounter went like this. I'll be specific and give you the details of how that went. Right after we did our thing, I told you I embarrassed myself. I lasted less than 60 seconds. My system went into overload, shock overload. And then I left out of the hotel. They had given me like $4,000 up to that point, something like that already. They was only supposed to give me 400. And then as I get to the street, Cassie calls me on my phone and she's like, hey, do you think that you can, again? And I was like, yeah, absolutely. And so I went upstairs, and then this time I was with her for a couple of hours and redeemed myself, if you will. Right. And so that was the first encounter. And then they gave me like $2,000 more. So I left that first encounter with like somewhere around 6,000, something like that. Right. And I'm basically just estimating roughly, right? So it could be 7,000, it could be 5. I can't tell you. But either way, after that, it would be a couple of weeks later, she would text me again. Hey, are you available? It's always the same. Hey, are you available? And she would ask me to text her dirty things in between because it gets her ready for whenever she's going to see me for the next time and stuff like that. But it's always, are you available? Can you call me? Can I call you? Are you available? Or she'll just randomly call me out of nowhere and ask, hey, listen, are you going to be available on this day at this time? Whatever. Can I see you? So I only ever had phone communication with Cassie, and it's always been the same way every time.
Gotcha. And so you didn't meet them as a couple until 2011?
I met them as a couple from the beginning. Okay, so I guess I didn't go that far into detail. After, yeah, I'm sorry, man. So after I went into the hotel room initially, after I asked her, where's your girlfriends and stuff? This is supposed to be a bachelorette party. And she explained to me it's her birthday. Husband wants to do all that stuff. She told me that he wanted to be there and watch, and that he was fine with whatever happened. And so I was like, okay, and I guess the look on my face, she felt like she was like, listen, you don't worry. He's not going to touch you, anything like that. He's not into men, so you don't have to worry. And so that conversation was out the gate. Right. And so the first encounter that we had, Diddy did not direct anything. He sat in a dark corner, way over into the corner of the room. You couldn't see him. He had on a hat. He had on a hat and a ski mask, like one of those bandanas that like the Bloods and Crips be wearing, the red and blue ones. But he had like a black bandana over his head and like a Yankee fitted cap over. So you couldn't see anything. He had on a robe, and you could see that he was like visually naked underneath, right? And so if he's like way over into the corner over there, Cassie and I are on a couch over here, and there's a table in front of us that is littered with candles, a champagne holder with hot water in it with baby oil inside of that champagne holder, right? To heat the baby oil up. And, I keep saying it. Maya, don't be clowning me later, with everybody else that I keep saying this, but I don't care what anybody say. Try hot baby oil. It is incredible. I'm sorry.
I've tried hot baby oil. Yes, it is.
Tell me it ain't one of the most incredible feeling things. So I don't care what anybody say. They be trying to clown me. I'm like, whatever, try that. But anyway, yeah, so that was the setup. The one thing that I will say though is that the hotel rooms are next level, man. Every single time. The hotel rooms are super lavish. I'm talking 10, 15, 20, maybe even $30,000 a night hotel rooms. And we trash them. I'm talking baby oil all over the velvet couches, bodily excrements all over the carpet and couch, and like it's nasty. It's a nasty scene. And I have gone into these situations where I walk in just a complete square, thinking I'm the only one, listening to her telling me I'm the only one, and I will walk into a freak off, and there will be like literally towels, bundles of towels on the floor. The couch looks completely used up, like a sheet on the couch, and it's all like drenched in baby oil and stuff. And I would be like, oh, they really was getting it in before I got here, huh? And I wouldn't think one time that, I'm the idiot that's like the only one that doesn't realize that, there was other men here. So, yeah, I was completely oblivious to what was really going on. Completely oblivious.
Well, I think I'm caught up from that, so I get it now. So Diddy was there. You, at some point, you did notice him from the very beginning. Got
From the very
you.
beginning. And he's